It's Jets Weekly with your host, Connor Hrabchak.
Hello everyone and welcome into a special holiday edition of Winnipeg Jets Weekly. My name is Connor Hrabchak. We've got a jam-packed week of games to cover here. The Jets started with a 2-game road trip against the San Jose Sharks and Anaheim Ducks before returning home for a Saturday night game against the Minnesota Wild, and then wrapped up their pre-holiday break schedule against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Monday afternoon. Before we get into the games, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Thank you to all the WSTers who check out not only this video, but all the content that we've put out all season long. Happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy the break, and let's get into it, starting with that game on Tuesday night against the San Jose Sharks. The Winnipeg Jets walked away with a 4-3 nail-biter win over the San Jose Sharks on this night. Adam Lowry, with a minute and 13 remaining, deflected a Dylan DeMello point shot to give the Jets a 4-3 lead. The third line chipping in that moment, but up until that point, it was all the top line. Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabriel Velarde accounting for all of the offense until Adam Lowry put the Jets ahead 4-3 late in this one. And if you take a look at the stats behind me here, they played a pretty even game. The shot attempts 62-69 in the Sharks' favor, the expected goals in Winnipeg's favor at 3.11 to 2.98, and the shots pretty even as well, 35-33 in San Jose's favor. Another thing that stepped up for the Winnipeg Jets was that power play. They went 2 for 2 on this night, and at the time of this recording, which was Monday afternoon, December 23rd, the Jets still have the top power play in the NHL heading into the holiday break, and this was a game where it came up for them big time in a 4-3 win over the San Jose Sharks. And that game was definitely the better of the two, as on the second night of the back-to-back, the Winnipeg Jets lost 3-2 to the Anaheim Ducks as Troy Terry scored with 25 seconds left, capitalizing off a brutal Jets turnover in their own zone. But simply put, the Jets didn't have it throughout this game. The shots heavily in the Ducks' favor, 31-23, and the Jets only had 4 shots on goal over halfway through this game. Finished the first 2 periods with only 8 shots on goal, so the Jets took a while to get going in this one. The third period was easily their best, but it was too little too late, and the Ducks powered through, scoring that late goal. The expected goals, 3.17 to 2.71 in the Ducks' favor. I think that flatters the Jets personally, and the shot attempts, 69 for Anaheim, 51 for the Jets, and the power play got on the board again, 1 for 4, and the penalty kill for the Jets held the Ducks to 0 for 3, but at 5-on-5, the Jets simply didn't generate enough offense, enough shots on goal, and it burned them with a late turnover as the Ducks walked away with a 3-2 victory. That brings us to Saturday night, where the Winnipeg Jets were looking for a bounce-back performance after their loss to the Anaheim Ducks, and they got exactly that with a 5-0 win over the Minnesota Wild. It was the Winnipeg Jets' 8th straight win over the Minnesota Wild, dating back multiple seasons now. They've absolutely owned their division rival, and it was no different on this night. The shots, 24-19 in the Jets' favor, only 19 shots on goal for the Wild. Connor Hrabchak with his league-leading 4th shutout of the season, but he hardly had to work all night long, only 19 shots against. The expected goals in the Jets' favor, 3.09 to 2.53. Again, great defense from the Jets in this one, and the shot attempts, 57-54 in the Jets' favor. The Wild with 54 shot attempts, but only 19 making it on net. That's great job from the Jets, keeping them to the perimeter and limiting the amount of chances on Connor Hrabchak. And not only did the Jets play well at 5-on-5 in this game, but it was yet another game where the special teams was the story. 2 for 5 on the power play in this one for Winnipeg, and 0 for 4 was Minnesota's power play. It was one of the Jets' penalty kill's best performances of the season. In games past, we've seen the Jets' penalty kill go 4 for 4 on the odd night, but it was mainly Connor Hrabchak standing on his head and killing off all those penalties. I'd say that it was very different on this night, as the Winnipeg Jets held the Minnesota Wild to the outside on the majority of their power plays. Yes, Connor Hrabchak had to make some big saves, but the penalty kill deserves a lot of credit for holding the Wild to 0 for 4 on the power play and ultimately giving the Jets a 5-0 win. Some of these standout performances from this game: Nikolai Ehlers scored a goal, got the Jets going, giving them a 1-0 lead. That was his second game back from injury. He returned against the Anaheim Ducks, but as he and both Scott O'Neill admitted, he looked very rusty in that game. That was hardly the case on this night, as he and his line mates had maybe one of their best games of the season. Not only did Ehlers score and get an assist, but Cole Perfetti had a 3-point night. He scored to put the Jets up 4-0, and Vladislav Nemestikov scored a goal as well, putting the Jets up 5-0 at at the time. The Winnipeg Jets also only allowed 4 high danger chances against at 5-on-5. That's their 4th best performance of the season in terms of high danger chances allowed at 5-on-5. It was a fantastic night at Canada Life Center as the Winnipeg Jets celebrated their holiday game, and as you can see in the top right of the graphic, it was also another game of our Winnipeg Sports Talk Game of the Month ticket pack. It was so awesome popping down, saying hi to everyone before the game, all the loyal WSTers who watch the show every single day. We appreciate your support, and it was nice seeing everyone at this game, and I hope you enjoyed your time. I'm sure you did, as the Jets defeated the Wild 5-0. And there's nothing better than beating the Leafs as the Winnipeg Jets defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-2 on Monday afternoon, a weird start time, 1 p.m. Central, but nonetheless, the stats of this game tell the story in my opinion. 3.73 to 2.44 were the expected goals. So the Jets were the better team, they generated more offense. The shots on goal were even at 25 all, but the shot attempts were 41 to 70 in the Leafs' favor. Now, I don't know if that's tracked improperly, but to my eye, the Winnipeg Jets did keep the Maple Leafs to the outside, blocked a lot of shots on this night, and the Leafs, despite going 1 for 3 on the power play, the Jets matched them 1 for 2 as they go into the holiday break as the number 1 team in the NHL, the first team in the NHL this season to reach 25 wins, and they have the top power play in the league. Now, this game starts and ends with a discussion about the top line. You'll notice I didn't mention any of those 3 forwards, Connor, Scheifele, or Vilardi, in the Saturday game against Minnesota because that line didn't produce. But on this night, they accounted for all 5 goals. Kyle Connor scored Winnipeg's first 2 goals of the game, and then Mark Scheifele scored the final 3, including the empty net goal to give him the hat trick, and Gabriel Vilardi along the way picked up 3 assists. This was one of Winnipeg's top line's best games of the season. They've had these statement games. One was against Boston, and this was another one. A road game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, the top team in the Atlantic Division. Yes, I know they were without Austin Matthews and Chris Tanev and Anthony Stolarz, but still an incredible game from Winnipeg from top to bottom, but especially at the top with that top line driving the bus offensively. One quick note on this game heading into the holiday break is Hayden Fleury left with a knee injury and did not return. Scott Arniel said that he's day-to-day, but they're going to reevaluate him when they get back home and get out of the holiday break. So stay tuned to Winnipeg Sports Talk for all the latest news regarding the Jets and Hayden Fleury's status coming out of the holiday break. Now it's time to hand out some awards. I hand out the hardest working Jet and 3 stars of the week every single week on this show. Hit the notification bell down below so you don't miss Jets Weekly, usually every single Monday morning. But like I said off the top, it's a special holiday edition. While you're down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, drop a comment down below who your hardest working Jet of the week would be, and let's get into it.
The hardest working Jet.
My hardest working Jet of the week is Morgan Barron, who scored his first goal against a goaltender this week in the game against the Minnesota Wild. A 2-on-1 ended with Alex Iafallo shooting the puck, the rebound laying in the crease, and Morgan Barron whacking it home. His 2 goals before that came in an empty net short-handed situation, so it's nice to see Morgan Barron get on the board and get rewarded for all the hard work he's been doing. He was a massive reason for the Jets penalty kill going 4 for 4 in that game against the Minnesota Wild as well. Had to recognize him for that. Morgan Barron is my hardest working Jet of the week.
And now, the Jets Weekly 3 stars of the week.
My 3rd star of the week is Gabriel Vilardi. He had 2 3-assist performances this week. The first one coming in San Jose against the Sharks, and the second one coming on Monday afternoon against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And one of the plays, he batted the puck out of midair while crossing over the defender before firing a backhand pass right onto Mark Scheifele's tape for a tap-in goal. It was one of the nicest goals of the season, and Vilardi, with his hands in front of the net, making plays, continues to make highlight reel goals, and for that, he's my 3rd star of the week. My 2nd star of the week is Kyle Connor, and maybe you're sensing a bit of a pattern here with the 3 stars, but he had another unbelievable week. He had 2 goal performances, one on Monday afternoon against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the other one coming on Tuesday night against the San Jose Sharks, but he is on fire right now. His last 10 games, he has 8 goals, 10 assists, and 18 points in those last 10 games. He is a big reason for the Jets power play being the number 1 unit in the NHL, and for that top line really hitting their stride as of late and putting up unbelievable numbers. Kyle Connor is my 2nd star of the week as he continues to fill the net into the holiday break. My first star of the week is Jets top line center Mark Scheifele, and of course he had the hat trick against the Toronto Maple Leafs and added an assist in that game as well, giving him a 4-point night. But his numbers in the month of December have been incredible. He looks like a completely different player after overcoming that injury that he was dealing with that was preventing him from taking faceoffs earlier in the season. But since being left off of Team Canada's roster at the Four Nations faceoff, Mark Scheifele has 15 points in his last 10 games since that announcement. So maybe some extra motivation for Scheifele, but he looks everything like a top line center right now, playing some of the best hockey of his career. 42 points in 36 games played. He is my first star of the week as the Jets sit at number 1 in the NHL heading into the holiday break. The Winnipeg Jets will now have a 3-day holiday break before returning to practice on Friday, December 27th, and here's their upcoming schedule coming out of that holiday break. They're going to return against the Ottawa Senators at home on Saturday night, Hockey Night in Canada, 2 Canadian teams, and the Senators lost their last game going into the holiday break against the Oilers, but before that, they had won 6 straight games. So this game between 2 of the top performing teams in Canada at this very moment, as the Jets are also 7-2-1 in their last 10. That should be a great game coming out of the holiday break, Saturday night, Hockey Night in Canada, inside Canada Life Center. The Jets will stay home for one more. The Nashville Predators on Monday night, December 30th. That game is on Prime, similar to the Jets-Leafs game earlier this season. And then the Jets will hit the road, second night of a back-to-back against the Colorado Avalanche, who they took on in round 1 of the playoffs last year. That should be a great Central Division matchup. Then the Jets will return home, taking on the Anaheim Ducks on January 2nd. I'll be back either next week or the week after covering everything from this schedule on Winnipeg Jets Weekly. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it next week or the week after. And that's going to do it for this special holiday edition of Winnipeg Jets Weekly. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. And like I said off the top of the show, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. We here at Winnipeg Sports Talk are so incredibly grateful for all the support that we have gotten from all of you WSTers all season long. Enjoy your week off, enjoy the holidays, and I'll see you back on the next edition of Winnipeg Jets Weekly. Have a great week, everyone, and Merry Christmas.